Welcome to the Welsh Rugby Show. It is European rugby. It is that weekend. It's the second round of games. We're going to focus on the two teams in the Champions Cup and in the Challenge Cup, Ospreys, Scarlets, Dragons and Blues. We're first of all going to start with the Scarlets in the Champions Cup, and they went down against Leicester. 45-27, unfortunately lost. It was a great game of rugby, lots of tries, 5 tries for Leicester Tigers, but unfortunate about the loss, of course, for the Scarlets. Some great play from some of their players. We're going to get into that in a minute. But if you do enjoy the video, subscribe, like the video, and comment your thoughts down below. But the game did not really start that well for the Scarlets. Wells going to try powering over from 2 metres under the post after a brave defence from the Scarlets, but it just wasn't enough to hold them out. But Gareth Davies, what a response from him. Gareth Davies, lovely, just ran, takes a knock and scores. He just has a knack for scoring tries. He's a brilliant try scorer. Great for Wales going into these games in the autumn now against Scotland, Tonga, South Africa and Australia. And a great build-up from Steph Evans over the gain line. Good hands from the forwards, and Gareth Davies goes over for the Scarlets. But Leicester get their try again. Thompson in the corner. It's just quick ball, and that was the theme that we saw throughout the day. Quick ball from Leicester, and they seem to score a lot of tries from there. Just Leicester scored again a try from just powering over. I'm not going to go too much into detail about the tries. I want to chat more about the game itself in full. But Scarlets did get another try. Quick pop-up between Steph Evans and Gareth Davies, and Steph Evans is over. It's a very clever try. But Scarlets scored again. Ben Youngs, what an awful kick from him, from his standards. Ken Owens gives the ball to Gareth Davies. Gareth Davies just looks up wherever he is on the pitch and looks at the opposition, where they're standing. Who's in front of me? Have I got forwards in front of me? Can I take them on? And that's what he notices, and that's what he does. He takes them on, he runs through, and then pops it through to Thompson, who goes over. The number 8 for the Scarlets goes over, and it's a try for them. But Leicester then wrap up the points. Tuolangi wriggles over from a few metres, and Johnny May also wriggles over from a few metres. But the Scarlets, the question is now, can they get out of this group? They lost against Racing last week, of course, in a really dramatic fashion with a penalty try at the end there, and they've lost this one away at Leicester. Now, personally, I think they can get out of the group. I think when Leicester come to the Scarlets, I think they can win. I'm pretty confident that they can do that. They can beat the other team in the group as well. Racing away is a really tough game for them. It's so tough. But the Scarlets showed in this game, showed me enough to believe that they can get out of this group. It's going to be tough for them. But one guy we have to talk about, I've talked about him quite a bit already, but Gareth Davies, what a match he has had. And I was listening to a few podcasts this week about Welsh Rugby, and people saying that Williams of Cardiff Blues should be starting at number 9. I'm sorry. When Gareth Davies is in this form, you just cannot ignore it. He has to start for Wales against Scotland, against South Africa and against Australia. Give the others a chance against Tonga, of course, but against Scotland, he has got to start. He has to start. His ability to just score tries is very similar to what Rhys Webb had with Wales. Of course, he's not available because he's in France and under the caps. He's just not available. But Gareth Davies, just his ability to pick his head up, look where he is, and just get over the try line. And even if he's not having a good game overall, he has this genuine knack of just scoring tries. It was also really good to see Steph Evans back in action for the Scarlets, getting himself a try and just look lively, again over the gain line, beating players. Really good to see him back. But unfortunately for the Scarlets, it was a loss, 45-27. Let me know in the comments down below, what do you guys think about that result? Now we're going to move on to the Dragons, who did lose against Northampton Saints 21-35, and there's a big concern for us Welsh fans here, but we'll get to that in a minute, injury concern. But Northampton dominated the first half, 21-0 at half-time. It's a tough ask, isn't it? We're going to get onto that point in just a second. Tries from David Ribbons, Alex Mitchell, and a penalty try as Adam Warren tried to pull down a rolling maul. It was just a stupid idea to try and do. They were under so much pressure. Already on the sin bin, they were down to 13 men at one point. And Josh Lewis, bless his little heart, he had a mare. And that's the nicest way I can say it. He really struggled, missing penalties, missing touch when they had the opportunity to gain territory. He just really struggled overall on the day. And it's really sad to see that because he's a promising young player, but he just struggled on that day. Concern for us Welsh fans, maybe Dan Biggar went off injured for Northampton. In the first half, he'd really pulled the strings for them, really played well, but went off injured half-time. Now, there's no news about how bad the injury is. We're waiting to hear about that. Maybe it's just just being careful. But as I said, you cannot be 21-0 down at half-time. It's just not possible for you to come back against a team of the calibre of Northampton Saints. You just cannot do it. Although, in the second half, Dragons did get tries through Elliot D and a try through Sage as well. But as I said, being 21-0 down at half-time, you just don't really stand a chance against a team of that level. But the Dragons did go down 21-35, but it's not all doom and gloom. They won last weekend against Timosaurus Saracens. Of course, you can check all the Welsh Rugby shows that I've done on this channel. They'll be linked in the I button just above. The other team to play on the Saturday were the Ospreys, who again lost. Just like the Dragons, 27-21 they lost at Worcester. It was so unfortunate to lose, but again, it was that first half performance which just really let them down. And they did fight back, but it just wasn't enough. Jamie Stiller converted a try to put the Warriors ahead, but also Wayne Oliver and Jack Singleton scored. Ospreys down at 21-0. Again, like the Dragons, Worcester are not at the level of Northampton, really. They're not far off. Northampton aren't great at this season, certainly. But the Ospreys are not the team that they used to be maybe a few years ago, where they were challenging for the league every year. They were going pretty far in Europe. And to be 21-0 down at half-time, away from home, it's always going to be a challenge for you to be able to put up a fight and to get yourself back into the game. But the Ospreys did get themselves back into the game to some level. Corey Allen got a try. Rob McCusker got his first try for the Ospreys, which was really good. To the score back to 21-14. And Allen got his second try, but it was the Ospreys' ill discipline once again letting them down, giving away 2 penalties to let the Worcester just crawl away, let the Warriors just crawl away and win this one. But as I said, 21-0 down at half-time, it's just simply not good enough. You're putting yourself under too much pressure to get back into the game. If it's 14-0 down, you're within 2 scores. It's not as bad, but 3 scores down away from home is going to be a huge struggle. So Ospreys lose, Dragons lose, Scarlets lose. Is there any hope for the Blues? Let's find out now. Let's chat about their game on the Sunday. Could Cardiff Blues redeem the Welsh sides? Could they get the win that none of the other teams could get? Well, unfortunately, they couldn't. Going down against Glasgow, 12-29 at home. And once again, it was the first half performance that let them down on the day. We're going to get into that in just a second. But Glasgow started really well. They got tries through Adam Hastings, Van der Merwe, Ali Price and Johnny Gray as well. But we got to talk about the kids. What was going on with the kids? 2 extremely similar kids, 2 very similar shades of blue, as you can see on the screen now. That is very strange to me. I don't know what the organisers were thinking doing that, but watching it, I was a bit confused at some points in the match. But the game went on anyway, and we had a decent game. But awful start for the Cardiff Blues. 2 tries down within 4 minutes from Van der Merwe and Hastings, who had a great match. And you're putting pressure on yourself, and it's just not good enough for the Blues. Blues have played really well this season. I've been very impressed, but to put yourself in that position 4 minutes into the match, it's always going to be a tough afternoon for you. And Hastings kicked another penalty to make it 15-0, and by then it was half-time. They were 15-0 down at half-time, and like we're talking about Northampton against Dragons down 21-0 if I remember correctly. Ospreys down 21-0 again against Worcester at half-time, and you're playing against quality opposition. It's going to be a tough afternoon for you. But in the second half, the Blues did come out and play a bit. Jared Evans with a lovely chip through for Summerhill to jump on in the corner and score for the Dragons. They did get another try through Summerhill, but Glasgow did get a try through Ali Price and then Gray, and it just was too little, too late from the Blues. But as I said, that first half performance just let them down, and you cannot afford to give that much of an advantage to a side like Glasgow, who are going to be challenging for the Pro 14 and will look to go deep in this competition. And things do not get easier for the Blues. They play the Saracens in a double-header in December in this competition. So no wins for the Welsh sides, unfortunately, but that does round up the Welsh Rugby Show for this week. If you have enjoyed, do subscribe, like, and let me know your thoughts in the comments below. We're not far now from the Welsh Autumns Internationals, so I'm getting excited for that. So leave your comments down below on your thoughts about them as well. Thank you very much for watching. Cheers once again for 50 subscribers. Incredible. Now we're heading on to that 100 subscribers. So if you're new, subscribe. Thanks for watching. See you soon. Peace.